What he's trying to say is, oh, dude, you should go and kill Hasan. And speaking of which, by the way, that very same person who has egged on his fans to like stalk me in real life, because the Destiny Owns You guy was from this sex pest, who has now been outed as a pedophile as well from his community. Here's what he recently had to say, and then we're going to move on to the news.
If this is the norm for political commentary, you could very easily justify attacking or killing Hasan. 100%. If it's going to be that every single Zionist, every single Jew, everybody in Israel, even your content creator's wife or whatever in the West Bank, like if that's the norm, then you could basically kill every online content creator you want. Like if that's how we're going to run these norms down, it's fucking insane. I don't know, somebody find the quote of what I said. And I will keep saying things like that, and I'll constantly keep doing things like that. And I hope Hasan keeps.
He's so badass, dude. He's so badass. I like that. I like that. It's just, this is not what I said at all. Like, my point is, and I'm going to repeat it one more time, okay? It doesn't matter who this person is. It doesn't matter if it's your favorite content creator. It doesn't matter if it's me. If I went in, joined the Israeli occupying force, okay? Trained with the Israeli occupying force, went into the occupied West Bank territory on a night raid, and I got shot at, that's free game. Okay? Because the occupied people have a legal right to militarily resist against the occupational force. That's it. That is a matter of international law. Take it up with the UN. You can clearly people try to actively move the conversation away to something I didn't say, because that's a position that you can't really defend, right? That's not like, you can't just be like, I don't think that occupied people have a legal right to militarily resist, engage in armed struggle against an occupational force. This has nothing to do with like individual content creators. Like what I'm talking about is very clearly well defined within international law, and also reiterated over and over and over again. Okay. What he's trying to say is, oh, dude, you should go and kill Hasan. That's it. It doesn't matter who it is. New name, child molestany. Yeah.
Fucking crying about it. And I hope that fucking Ethan misquotes me because of some shit Hasan said. I don't give a fuck. If this is
Ethan and Hila scold Destiny for helping Hasan reframe the conversation to victimize himself. Destiny has nothing to do with what Hasan did to me. He had a flawless victory, and his dumbass gave Hasan the ability to cry and be victim. Yeah, this is not the first content creator that is like actively called upon their fans to kill me. And it probably won't be the last. As a matter of fact, this fucking dipshit was hanging out with famous pedophile neo-Nazi. Now we know why he was hanging out with him on his own stream. Also, at the time when that pedophile neo-Nazi Sam Hyde was also doing the HasanPiker, I'm going to come to your house and kill you. So this is not the first time he's done shit like this. See Samstony. Stockman pieced out on his podcast with Epstein. Yeah, that's bullshit. He's just trying to, I think the reason why his second in command, who utilizes his community because he has no motion outside of that, to engage in these like stalking operations, is only distancing himself because he is an advertiser of Ethan Klein's podcast, and he feels like it's going to look bad for Ethan if Ethan attacks me, and then I turn around and say, dude, you're getting money from this dude who is giving you all these talking points, and this community that is like actively defending someone trying to procure child sexual abuse material. Like, what the fuck? You have no leg to stand on. So I think Dan thinks if he just like cuts ties for a little bit after actively defending Destiny, hopefully that'll give Ethan some stronger legs to stand on, when in fact it doesn't work that way. I mean, this is his business partner. Dan Saltman is the person that is the connective tissue between these two people. And he is directly funding. He's one of the last remaining podcast funders, redact.dev. As you guys know, that's Dan Saltman's company. And he's giving the talking points to Ethan, and his community is actively in here. They're in here probably right now, losing their fucking minds, looking for something that they can misconstrue, as they do every single day. This clip was posted. This clip was posted on the Destiny. Wait, what? They're defending D, losing my mind at the complete inversion of reality here. Then I remember that the H3 sub has been completely taken over by Destiny fans. They all think Destiny's a victim of a years-long harassment campaign by Hasan when it's the other way around. Hasan ignored him for years. Yeah, so that's awesome. The only thing I will say here is that Destiny has been dealing with Hasan for far, far longer than Ethan. Ethan literally said that Hasan brought up Destiny the first time they met in person. He survived like 6 years of Hasan's constant campaigns against him. He used to not pay any attention to them, but that led him to getting the current reputation he has now, where Hasan will lie about him to others, painting the most horrible picture of him that still somewhat persists. There's a reason why people that get yanked from Hasan's cult literally only have to watch like one full video of his to realize he's been lying about him all this time. It's quite hard to overstate just how deep the Destiny Hasan feud goes. When you've seen how bad these communities are at their worst for like over half a decade, you lose any hope that the high ground will matter. What I really find funny about this is not only is it just the exact opposite of the reality, but my favorite is when they do like the liberal Zionist position between me and Destiny. The liberal Zionists like, well, both sides are kind of fucked. It's like, no, this is not a both sides situation, man. This has been an active cyber stalking operation with mass harassment initiatives. They always do this with like LSF too. Like LSF is literally run by a moderator in Destiny's community. And if you look at the top post in LSF, it's like Hasan sneezed wrong. And it's like 7,000 upvotes. And then all of the fucking comments underneath it is like, yo, he's the worst person that's ever existed, you know? And then they have the audacity to turn around and be like, Hasan obviously brigades this Discord. It's like, it's weird because it doesn't seem to exist. The Hasan defense on LSF. It's just no motion overall because you just push through it. And as long as you push through it and as long as you abide by your values and you know, keep doing your own thing, a lot of these guys who are just like utterly repulsive, truly evil individuals, they just, you know, they keep fucking themselves up anyway in all of their anger, in all of their resentment, in all of their animosity. If you design your entire worldview around hating one fucking person and you don't have any sort of like discernible values, you are inevitably going to find yourself locked in to, I guess, defending Israel's genocide. Yeah, one community constantly harasses, doxes, stalks your entire family. Anyone you show any positivity towards with botted email campaigns to deplatform, deport, and arrest you. And then this community says, wow, they fucking suck. Also, he's a pedophile. These are the same thing. DOJ dropped the Ghislaine Maxwell tapes. We're going to be taking a look at that as well, of course. It's a dead sub that gets propped up by Epstein guys because their larger subreddit is, the easier it is to get threads posted there to get to the front page of Reddit. Yeah, but I don't think that matters all that much. In the grand scheme of things, like, I think there's only the more the spotlight is on a person like Destiny, the more even people who know him as like, oh, the fast talking liberal debate guy who owns Republicans realize that maybe he's not such a good guy, and they come to that conclusion on their own. They don't need someone to like lie about who he is or whatever and actively make content about how much of a piece of shit he is by framing things he's saying in the most negative ways possible for 6 years onward. Whereas for Destiny, he has had to do that. And because my position is not exactly popular among neck-bearded incels online who dominate every single fucking space, there is definitely a robust market for fuck Hasan style content amongst apolitical content creators and slop tubers alike. But even then, organically, those guys have realized maybe we shouldn't be aligned with this fucking weirdo loser who is so toxic that he has actively harmed people in his closest orbit. Reminder that Hasan's Freak Squad has threatened to murder Destiny several times. Never happened. Never said that. I can understand why he doesn't give a fuck. He's been targeted by them for years now and has zero faith in Twitch. That's just a lie. And it's not just a lie, but it's like straight up projection. And it's additionally funny because like I've always taken an approach of just gray rocking. That's what it's called, right? When you're dealing with narcissists. I've always taken this approach where I just like don't, for years and years, I did not talk about Destiny at all. And I just kept doing my own thing. And in the beginning, obviously, my community was much smaller than his. And then it grew, and then he never let that go. He never let that, he never lived that down. In the process, he clearly did not take care of his own son, who is now an out and about Nazi. He let his own son be in his Discord where, he turned into a Nazi. I feel terrible about that. And also has done a bunch of illegal things. And every single time he does something like that, his exit ramp has always been, and this is not dissimilar to like what XUC would do back in the day when, people would yell at him about gambling. He'd be like, well, what about Hasan? And then people would be like, oh yeah, you're right. Hasan is worse. Like that's what he does. But after the 11th time that you get like caught doing some fuck shit all on your own, eventually, your people in your fandom are obviously going to go, yeah, man, you're kind of fucked up. Isn't this just internet drama? I mean, seriously, why give these people the time of day now? I mean, this is crimes. It's not just internet drama. He was gloating because you lost a chunk of your audience because of the Palestine coverage and that he was going to have more viewers this year, lol. I think they're using bots on Reddit too. I'm from Europe, and I've noticed that some threads are being made late at night and early in the morning. No, he has a lot of European social democrats who hate me. Yeah. Also, yeah, one thing that I realized that I thought was perhaps a little bit misplaced, but I thought it was like indicative of this space and what it had turned into. Is the last thing I'm going to say before we move on. Was that I thought the top dog in Twitch politics was Asmongold. But something shifted. Something shifted yesterday, and it turns out we actually have a similar number of viewers, as a matter of fact. I mean, he was hitting like 50K every day. He was always like 20K above wherever I was. Sometimes even 60K. I would have like 30K to 40K. He would have 60K. And now it seems like we have the same number of viewers, which is, I don't know what it is. I'm not even saying that I'm not making any inferences about this. I'm not saying that this is like something that Asmongold himself did. But it has been a significant decrease in the viewership after Twitch said that they were going to go after bots. Like I said, though, I don't even think this is like his own doing, for the record. Because, like, if you remember when I was talking shit, when I was talking shit about Kick initially when I was in Japan, not the last time, but like a couple times ago, it was weird that like the three people that were talking shit about Kick was Misgif, Pokimane, and myself, and we all got weirdly botted at the time. Like we had clearly like our view counts shot up, and it was weird. It was like normally in Japan it would be, especially in the weird hours that I was streaming, I would normally have like 20K, but this time I had like 40K. Now, it could be because people are getting bored of Donald Trump and pro-Trump content and pro-Trump sentiment. That could probably be a part of this. Or, you know, maybe whoever was doing it stopped doing it potentially. Why are bots bad? It's because it's fake. It's not real viewership. And Twitch is a very top-heavy platform. So if you are... No, it was bots. You got 30K in under 30 minutes every single day. Yeah, the thing is, when you have... when you're at the top of the just chatting section, for example, then it's very top-heavy platform. People just come and watch you. Like, organically, real viewers come and watch you as well in that process, right? Whereas, I mean, that's one of the biggest values for botting. And I think people do it for advertisers as well to, like, justify higher pay rates when they're doing sponsored campaigns and things like that. What is this? XQC responded. Hasan talks about how right-wing commentary has popped off due to Asmongold and points to XQC copying the same rhetoric. Monkey see, monkey do. See Asmon pop off, making Nick Fuentes jokes. Greatest example. XQC doesn't have any worldview, just saw Asmon. Is it for kick? Is it for clout? Is it for Asmon? Is it grift? Is it for steak? Brother, you got us all biting our nails about this one. He makes fun of conspiracy Andes, yet pushes the most schizo narratives. How is this a schizo narrative? You literally saw Asmongold popping off, and you decided to do political commentary as a meta. And you tried to do the Asmongold style political commentary, and your audience fucking screamed at you for it. Thank God there were fucking juicers who still had, like, you know, brain cells and were like, what the fuck do you mean? Why are you trying to talk about politics like Asmongold? You're not doing a good job. His own community was cooking him for fucking months. He knows that that's the case. I think that's part of the reason why he stopped. The craziest thing is, like, if XQC just stuck to not doing gambling and not collaborating with, like, some of the worst fucking content creators and just stayed playing video games and eating his toenails and having a good time, high intensity fucking gaming sessions, he probably would be still one of the top content creators on the fucking platform. But, you know, sometimes you make these decisions. Sometimes you make these sorts of decisions, and you know, you have to live with the outcome of said decisions. All right, let's move away from this stuff.